Alright, so recap. We crashed a 335i. On part 1 of these videos, we went through the extent scene, trying to figure out what happened. And then we kind of went through the car, what was damaged, and if we're going to repair or not. And the decision for that was we're going to repair. So on the last video, we collected all the parts, the external parts, like your boot, bonnet, and the rear bumper, and the fender. And we also went through some couple of repairs. What we did repair was the suspension, so we did all the upper control arm, lower control arms, as well as the tie rod end. The car was in a state where we could drive and check if there's any other damage, but we could not do that because of the broken rim. Now that brings us to today's video. Anyways, let's go into part 3. Alright, so I'm gonna take the time and catch you guys up. Like I said, I have been doing a bad job of recording this. It's very difficult to record, move around, fix the car, move the camera, ABC, so I'll just do this in the beginning of the video for anything that I may have missed. Right, now if you look at the car, we are sitting on new rims. So we got silver 437M rims off Facebook Marketplace. So these were listed for 6.5. We got them for 6K. And then I went to a shady shop to buy these tires because I wasn't sure if the car was gonna work or not. So the tires cost me, I think it's 2.8. So we're sitting on 255s at the back and 225s at the front. They didn't have 235s, so we're sitting on, yeah, anyways, it is what it is. The rims are fine, although 2 rims leak air. Story of my life with Facebook purchases. Other than that, as you guys can see, the car is moving up and down. On the last video, we did do the suspension. So again, thanks to the comment from, I'm gonna post his name right now. I will need to retorque all these balls, but that is a future me problem. But yeah, anyways, let's get on to today's video. I will just kind of like do a voiceover or use like the subtitles to explain certain things. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so we did not make it at all. This is another deadline that we did not make, and the car is in this condition. So let me explain. Today Saturday morning, I've been fighting so hard so I can drive to go do wheel alignment, and technically I can. So I took the car out yesterday, that's why it's now parking a bit different. So yes, we took the car out, and then what happened? So the car drove. So let me show you guys. I drove all the way to that intersection behind the buggy over there, and then I had to reverse back. 2 things I've noticed. So I have a clunking sound, so I thought maybe these things were grinding. The parts are replaced here, these parts are all good, nothing is touching, nothing is scrubbing. I think it's a shock. I'm assuming it's a shock, but I did remember that I did not fully tie it there. But it doesn't look like it's been moving much, so it moved a bit. If you look, it went a bit up. So yeah, I will need to tighten that, but I don't think that is what's causing the clunking sound. Now here's where things take a turn for the worst, and I am honestly sad. This I haven't dealt with just yet. I'm about to start it now. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you the after video. I have a gearbox problem, but it's not the gearbox. The gearbox is shifting and moving fine, but I have a clunking sound when I move from drive to neutral. It's fine. From neutral to drive, it's fine. But when the torque needs to rotate backwards for it to reverse, I hear like a loud clanging sound, like I can even feel the car shake. Yeah, but it's like this, the back pressure is not being properly absorbed. And remember, this rim was cracked, so I think like whatever cracked this rim, it applied enough force to disturb something either in the diff or in the drive shaft. I checked the gearbox is fine, it's not leaking, all the engine mounts are fine, like everything mechanical wise is fine. So whatever happened is internal. I don't think internal to the gearbox, because I think whatever that sound is linked to the clanking sound. Wherever I'm hearing it, I can't exactly tell where it's coming from, honestly, because the whole car just clanks. But yeah, so this is the back, by the way. I'm about to start dealing with this. So for this one, I'll do it in 2 phases. I will take it for machining because the body is damaged, but for now I'm gonna put something here, use my hydraulic jack, at least get it to match that level, and then I'm gonna find where I'm gonna weld something here, and then I'm gonna tie it to the tree over there, and then just pull it, just to pull it a bit out so this can close properly. This is the new tailgate. It's sitting well, but I think this thing is bent as well, since if you remember on the old one there, it took damage at the corner. So I think this thing is slightly bent. Oh yes, I shattered this because of this guy, so I need a new windshield. I just glued, pretty much put it back, everything, silo taped everything so it doesn't fall off. But yeah, I do need to replace that now. This is the new bumper. I was checking it now, all the clips are there. It's the M Sport one, it needs to be painted, so unfortunately it's gonna be like this for a month as well. I will be repainting this whole car myself, by the way. I'm gonna do one by one. I won't take off the panels. The idea was to, I'm gonna take them all off. No, I'm just gonna sand the entire hood, cover the car with a plastic, and then repaint the whole hood. Do the same for the defenders. I will be forced to remove. They're easy to remove and put back, so I do have to remove, because when I was trying to adjust here, if you check, it's almost, I can't even fit a nail. So the problem with this is the hook that I got for here is too short compared to the one that side, so that's why it's the fender that is closed, it's not the bonnet, and there's nothing I can do about that for now. Alright, so it's been raining. Here's the car sitting on jack stands. I even put the bumper and the rear one. Honestly, there's nothing stopping me. I am done with the body. There they are. I should just, oh, I remember now. So the bumper I even put back because I need to clip this back. I think I told you guys. Yeah, I need to clip those back. But anyways, other than that, the rear bumper I think I'm gonna put on right now. Yeah, the rear one I think I'm gonna put it on right now. But so I went for a drive. That was on Saturday. Yesterday was raining the whole day. Today's been raining. The rain only stopped about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Anyways, I broke down. But I broke down right on the gate. So I don't for test driving purposes, I wasn't driving far. I would like roll back from here all the way to the gate to the other house, and then do like a quick pull and come back in. So I rolled back. That was on Saturday. I rolled back all the way there, and as I was about to take off from there, I hear like a snapping sound, and then the car stays in D. It revs, but it's not moving. So I was pretty much stuck right there. I just took my other car and then I towed it in, and then I brought it in right here. So that's what we're about to deal with right now. So let me show you guys this. Yeah, this is bad. Anyways, this is supposed to be straight. It's bent. Remember when I said I wasn't sure if this tire looks straight or not? It was not straight. So this was bent. And if we look at this is also bent. There's one more which is bent. Which one is it? This is not bent, but this part there, you can see the metal. Yeah, that just pretty much got damaged as well. So I need to replace this. I checked everything else, so everything else looks fine, but that's just the outside, right? Now the inside, wait, is this fine? I am gonna replace it anyways. I think this one was also damaged inside. I am just gonna replace them. So pretty much I'm gonna be redoing this whole thing except the shock. The shock I'm not gonna change. The spring I will not change, and this sitting thing here looks fine as well, so I will not be changing that. Other than that, it kind of looks alright. This looks kind of bent, but it's nothing I cannot unbend, if that makes sense. So that I'm just gonna unbend or not. I'll see once I take off that screw, honestly. But here's where the problem is. Either the diff, let me get down here. Now when we are down here, the rest of the car looks pretty much fine, but either this guy, the diff, is damaged internally, or the drive shaft, the mechanics inside the drive shaft, they're broken. Because when I stop the car, oh okay, this is not damaged, it's by design. Whew, I was actually crying inside. Oh yeah, let me check the other side. Yeah, that is by design. Okay, but anyways, either here inside something is damaged, or is a drive shaft. I am genuinely praying it's a drive shaft, because I've replaced this before on the Micra. It's easy stuff, but I will not be replacing it, I'll be repairing it. I hope it's not a diff. Honestly, if it is a diff, it's not much of a problem. I've already found one on Facebook for like 6 grand. So I am personally just hoping right now that it's a drive shaft, so I don't need to unbolt anything here. And then when I do this, I can remove the disc, remove everything, and then take off the drive shaft. If you check, I've been WD-40ing it almost every day, so it's ready for me to remove. But yeah, let's go stop the car and then try to see where the sound is coming from. I'm praying it's coming from somewhere going backwards.
Okay, today join me under the car. Let me see if I can put this phone here. So we are taking off the diff. I need a place to put the phone. There. So I've removed the exhaust. I've removed the heat covers, and this is the one that I'm removing now. So this thing is threaded and torqued to 100 Newton meters. But yeah, I've been doing this for so long, so damn long. Anyways, so we finally got to this point where we can do this. So yeah, progress. I ended up just sitting on the side of the car, and then I would put this thing in, and I would push it with my feet until it got loose to this extent. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up the rest later. I need to step out. But yeah, let me show you guys what it looks like now. So if you look at here now, you can see the threads, they're coming out. But yeah, so the goal is you hold it with the 50. I'm not sure if you can turn it with one hand though, and then you just push, then the threads keep coming out and out. After that, I need to remove 1, 2, and there is another one here at the back, and then there's another one somewhere up here. So to remove the diff, I'm also going to be removing this because it's damaged. That's why I've been putting WD-40 on it. But yeah, on the next video we will be fitting in the new diff. I'll actually take this to someone and see if it can be repaired first. A new diff is going to cost me 7k, so to repair is like 2.5. I'm gonna see. Anyways, I need to go now.